What's up? All right, ready? Yeah. What's up, everybody? It's the crew from ROA Off-Road, RVs Of America.com. We're in Moab, Utah with the East Coast South Carolina guy here.
Randy, Camping Randy.
Camping Randy. I always forget who I am. We have Shane and Michael. I know these guys. And we are going to look at some hater comments on YouTube.
Yeah,
from us. So
we do a bunch of videos, and sometimes we just get some hater comments. This one is actually of us taking some Imperials off-roading, and keep in mind these are 6,000 to 7,000 pound trailers, and we're going down Jeep courses, obstacle courses. And when we were coming to some obstacles, we were trying to lift the trailers up to clear the obstacles. We didn't want to.
We don't like to scratch and scrape and bang up our stuff.
Yeah, we're not trying to destroy or damage our trailers.
We're vehicles.
Yeah, and so this person, should I read this comment?
Go for it.
Okay, here we go. We got good grief. That
means something good's coming.
He has like 6 dots.
All right, let's look around before we start talking.
So we got good grief. These are sissies concerned about steel scraping on rock. Dudes. This is why steel is used and not wood or even aluminum. These are the guys with the rhino coat in the flatbed of their Cummins dually who don't put anything in the back for fear of scratching the rhino coat. My advice is pull the campers.
You forgot the dots.
Oh, sorry. My advice is
more dots.
Yeah.
Okay.
My advice is pull the campers at a reasonable speed.
Okay. And
see if anything gets damaged, so to determine what should be better protected and what to learn from.
We don't like the rest.
More
I would
dots?
like to know from anybody what they
there's
consider
nothing beyond that thought.
Oh.
What would you consider a reasonable speed? What is a reasonable speed? Put that in the comments. Reasonable speed pulling a trailer down and up.
And do you think this is a hate comment?
Yeah, that's a
he
good
started
question
with sissies, so we're gonna call this a hate comment, right?
We called us dudes later on.
He did say dudes first, sissies, and then he said dudes.
Yeah, he called us sissy dudes.
He said good grief,
sissy dudes.
You sissies, and then he said dudes. So I'm confused.
I think he's using it as like, dude, don't you know?
Like you're dumb, dude. Come on, man. Like.
So it seems like in the off-road community or overland community, there's 2 or 3 types of folks. There's the folks who
don't know how to off-road.
Well, sure, that's one.
Those are mall
This
crawlers.
might be this guy right here.
Yeah, and then you have folks that want to go out for an adventure and still get home. Right?
Yeah.
And then you have people that just go and run insane, unsafe, and they break stuff and they have to get trailer home. So we try to make sure we get home. So we want to see what everything can do, the campers, the vehicles, the trucks, but we don't want to break it. I mean,
we don't intentionally try to break anything, but we do break things. But
we break things all the time. I mean, we were just off-roading yesterday and busted a 12,000 pound winch trying to drag a truck and a trailer up a hill. I have a lot of body armor underneath my truck, stuff covering my pumpkin. But if I'm driving down an obstacle, I'm going to ask somebody, hey, look at my pumpkin. I'm not going to just send it and run it into my pumpkin and be like, oh, I guess I need to relocate my pumpkin. Like, it's too low. I honestly read this comment and I think to myself, this guy actually doesn't know how to off-road.
Yeah.
Because going fast while you're off-roading is actually the worst thing you can do.
You overheat your shocks. You can damage your... You know how many people I see on the side of trails with broken tie rods?
Oh, yeah.
Because they're just going and they don't realize that's one of the weakest points and it just breaks.
Oh, yeah.
So, every once in a while, off-roading speed is required, but not rock crawling. Speed's only required on, like, smoother roads or sand or snow. Never rock crawling.
Yeah, you don't speed with rocks. And this video, we're rock crawling on a Jeep trail with trailers, and this guy's just telling us to send it.
Sissies.
Because we're a bunch of sissies, right?
Send it, sissies.
Send it, sissies.
First of all, I have not rhino coated my bed, and my bed is dented, and my truck is dented, and my truck is bent actually right now.
Insert a picture of your bed.
Insert Shane sending it.
Yeah,
to
and it's bent frame.
Yeah. Since we're sissies, we should show all of our jump videos. I mean, I don't know who this guy is. Like, he's clearly not watched our videos very much.
Shane ranted for a good 10 minutes before we even started this video.
Yeah, this is the condensed version.
This is the condensed version. Well, it's just like you clearly have not done a lot of off-roading in like hard rock obstacles, because those people, I mean, we come out to Moab every year, probably 10 to 15 times a year, and the people that are like just going as fast as they can are always the people that tip, roll, crash, break things, die. I mean, now this is there's a caveat.
Okay.
Baja, right?
Yeah.
Go get a Baja truck, trophy truck, 500 grand.
Send that. Yeah.
500 grand, you know.
But they're still not rock crawling.
Yeah, you're right. They're actually just going through sand as fast as possible.
I've seen
whole
them
different
guys
thing.
in those.
Different terrain.
And those are not reasonable speeds.
Yeah, those are not reasonable. What is this reasonable speed?
That's why I was asking
Can
for
we
that.
get a shirt made?
Yeah.
I want that reasonable.
Go a reasonable speed.
Sissy, go reasonable speed.
Sissy reasonable speed.
Yeah.
Please.
Next time I get pulled over.
Dot.
Next time I get pulled over for going too fast, I'm gonna be like, officer, I was going a reasonable speed. What's wrong with that? What's wrong with the speed?
Here's the shirt. Reasonable speed. ... And the dots go all the way around to the back of the shirt. Now the back of the shirt says sissies.
Reasonable speed, sissies. Okay.
Are we done with that one?
Let's move on.
I think we're done with this one.
Are we being reasonable?
Maybe we're not being reasonable. Make your comments. Okay, here's the next one. I don't know if this one's super hater, but I'm gonna read it.
Is it on the same video or different video?
No, this is a different video.
Different
one. This one is called "America's Trailers Are the Best in the World."
Okay.
Boy.
Different one.
So this one's gonna create some hate comments, right? He said the U.S. makes. I'm not going to read it word for word. It's because he's so long. He's not very well. No
grammar.
The grammar is just it's weird. He says
talk to text.
Well, no, it says the U.S. is make good stuff for sure. So yeah. So I'm going to make it sound better. Okay. And ROA is doing a great job. Though without Australia, I doubt the U.S. would have discovered this segment of overlanding. It's time to put your money where your mouth is. Yeah. Go to the country that was been building real off-road trailers for a few decades, not just a couple of years. Organize a sit-down with the industry innovators and front-runners. You'll gain valuable perspectives and lessons. Until then, to those who know, your content will continue to come across as inexperienced and naive at best.
Man.
That's a hater.
Yeah, no.
That's definitely.
It was kind of here's a nice thing.
It was kind of like nice,
not.
and then like stab. It's like that compliment in disguise.
Here, come real close.
Yeah. Pat on the back and a kick in the groin.
Yeah, exactly.
Guys are doing a great job. Wham!
So yeah, you're doing a great job, ROA, but you suck and you're naive and
Thank you.
inexperienced.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, that was a nice comment.
But I'd say we are always learning, and there's always more to learn. And if we went down to Australia, I'm sure we'd learn a lot. That's true.
Yeah.
But that doesn't mean
that
we don't know anything, and it doesn't mean that America doesn't have good things for the off-road.
Oh, no. Okay, listen. Yeah. Australia is, I would say, they have the reputation of knowing and having a lot of good off-road stuff going out there in the world, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
But to say that America doesn't have or doesn't know about off-roading is just absurd and ridiculous. And to say that we need to go there and get taught on off-roading, like, okay, we're talking about campers and overlanding, right? But we have overland rigs here that will destroy overlanding rigs in Australia, from our trucks, our heavy-duty trucks that can out carry anything Australia could dream of. Our Jeeps are more off-road capable than Patrons or Toyota Land Cruisers. Like, Jeeps are king of the off-road,
which have been around longer than any of them too. They're the first.
Yeah, Jeeps are the original off-road vehicle made in the world. And that front grill where you see 7 little loops, that is what is that?
It indicates that they were the first manufactured vehicle to be in all 7 continents.
Yeah. So
I didn't know that. So that's pretty cool.
yes, a little history lesson is Jeeps were created by Ford, Chevy, and Chrysler. So now it's a Chrysler product.
Yeah.
But they were created by all of the car manufacturers during World War II, and the U.S. just went full force cranking out. What the military needed during the war was a extremely utilitarian off-road capable vehicle, and nobody in the world made one. So the U.S. military started producing these crazy off-road capable vehicles called Jeep.
Yeah.
And then once the war was over, and the U.S. was shipping these by the tens of thousands to Australia, to Asia, to Europe. And as soon as the war was over, everybody was like, shoot, we need an off-road vehicle. And so Land Rover out in England, they built the Land Rover, the Defender. And then Toyota built the Cruiser, the Toyota Cruiser. So it's just like the true off-roading vehicle started in the U.S. And we are very, very experienced when it comes to off-roading and building very capable vehicles.
And we have some of the most rugged terrain.
Oh yeah.
As well, like we're in Moab right now. Moab's known for like Jeep Mecca in the world.
Yeah.
Because it has the most rough terrain with some crazy things that you can off-road at.
Oh yeah. And
well, when we were driving through downtown, every other place rented Jeeps, and I'm not like talking 2 Jeeps. Like each place had like 20 Jeeps.
yeah.
There's no Toyotas, there's no Fords, there's no Hondas.
Yeah, and that's because sorry.
Because I'm a Honda guy.
You're Honda. That's because Jeeps are the most capable off-roading vehicle out there. And so, yeah, honestly, like I've seen a lot of Australians come out here, and their minds are blown by our off-roading vehicles and our terrain. I've seen like the Patriot guys when they came out here with the Patriot campers the first time. They were acting like they were gonna die going over Hell's Revenge, and we don't. I go over that with them blindfolded. It's just like super easy. So say what you will, I think our terrain is more extreme than Australia, and I know a lot of people are gonna give us a bunch of grief about that. But like you got sand and mud, But this is pretty gnarly. With cliffs that you make a wrong turn, you're dead. You're off a 1,000-foot cliff, and that's crazy. And driving in snow is extremely difficult and terrifying, especially
totally
next to cliffs.
With a trailer.
Oh yeah, with trailers.
Trailer.
Yeah, and another thing that I want to point out is like saying like, hey, you need to go and talk to people in Australia. The reality is we carry the most Australian trailers in America, but there's always things that we can learn. I don't want to act like that, but to say we're naive and we don't have experience in off-roading and quality.
We do it every
campers.
weekend.
Yeah.
So we have experience on it. So
yeah,
we learn from experience. So.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and we've seen some of the best campers from Australia. So we've seen the results and the hard work of those innovative people, and we've had them in our hands and use them and sell them.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
That's the results of those minds. And there are things that we see that were like, it would be better if they did this, like American trailers.
Yeah, there's a lot of things that we know the owner of Kimberly. We work with him. He's come to our facility, so it's not like we haven't sat down with these innovative designers. Kimberly is considered one of the most innovative trailers in Australia. He's been to our facility. Yeah. Same with BRS. It's won Camper Award of the Year in Australia, and he's come here to our facility. And I took him off-roading in my Jeep, and that guy was.
Think?
Oh, he was terrified.
Oh, was he?
Afterwards, he was like,
man.
that was the craziest experience. and we're like
So
climbing
cool.
mountains, going down cliffs, and he was like, it's so funny. He has this perception. He's like, yeah, most Australians are thinking like Jeeps are not that good or reliable. And I'm like, listen, like he afterwards he was like, man, I can see the appeal of this little rig, and like he was calling it a little tractor. He's like, man, this is like a little tractor going through the woods and just getting places and it's so agile and good at maneuvering through things and yeah. So we've worked with them. We've worked with Patriot, the owner of Patriot. He's made one of the most innovative campers. We've sold Patriot for a long time, and so we've had Brooder, right? Like we've had every trailer in Australia that is considered the top And so when we say America's making some of the best trailers, we're not saying that out of this, we just have an opinion and looking from a distance. We've had our hands on these trailers, and America is making some of the best trailers now in the world.
For sure. Late to the game, but we're doing it now.
Yeah.
So
yeah. Oh, and let me tell you, before we did off-road trailers, just to add some of this, it's like this inexperience that you, or naive that you talk that we supposedly have.
Yeah.
When it comes to quality, that's just a straight up not true. Like, we sold $1 million motor coaches before we were in off-road trailers. We know quality campers. Like, America makes quality products, like very high-end premium $1 million, $2 million motor coaches, and these things are like yachts on the land, right? So like we do make some good quality products. Now, as far as like little teeny off-road trailers, yeah, we're new to the market.
Yeah.
But what we've done is we've taken some of the stuff that we've seen in Australia and we've brought it here and used what we have here, and I think we've made it better in a lot of ways.
Yep. Yeah. Agreed.
So
thoughts? No, I think that sums it up. There isn't. We're always learning, yes, but what we have here is great, and it's not based on opinion; it's based on experience.
Yeah, I think, Michael, you can say you agree or don't agree. Like, the only other people that I've seen in Australia that have done as extreme stuff as us, and we have about 1,000 videos on YouTube. So if this person watched, this was off of a short, he said this. He saw a 60-second clip.
Short.
And he made a comment.
You.
I made a comment on it.
Judged in 60 seconds.
Yeah, judged us and said we're inexperienced. Maybe he's watched more videos.
That's the longest comment I've ever seen on a short.
But he did say that what ROA is doing is great and all.
Oh.
So he clearly has watched other videos. So I appreciate that. But like, we have almost 1,000 videos online. We used to have even more videos, but when we stopped carrying a manufacturer, we got rid of a couple hundred videos. But I would say we've taken more trailers to more extreme off-road places on more extreme trails than anyone that I'm aware of.
Yeah.
Anywhere in the world. What do you think of that?
Agreed.
That I've seen. There could be people that are doing stuff and we just don't know about it.
So but videoing it.
Yeah, they're not videoing it, they're not publicizing it, but what you can find on YouTube, we have the most extreme stuff.
Oh yeah.
And if anything, take that as a challenge and try to find something that's more extreme than what we've done.
Yeah, I mean, if you say we're inexperienced and naive about off-road and trailering and overlanding, yeah, show us. Like, show somebody that's doing something more extreme than what we're doing. Like, put your money where your mouth is, right? And actually show us somebody that's doing something more extreme than us. Like, the Gal Boys, these were these Australian guys, and I watched a bunch of their YouTube videos. They did
some pretty crazy stuff.
Kedron, yeah. They did some cool, crazy stuff. And I remember at the beginning when we first were doing off-road, getting into the off-road trailers 6 or so years ago, I was like, wow, those are really cool. We should go out and try to do stuff like that. And I think we've done stuff like that and surpassed it. Yeah. We have like driven rallying through the snow on cliffs in the middle of the night, and you don't have the snow gal boys out there to do that, so you can't say you've done that. We have, and that was terrifying, but we've done some pretty terrifying stuff. I just think this person that made this comment, they have no idea like to what extent we've experienced the Australian market.
Yeah.
Like, we have had hundreds of Australian / knockoff Australian, Chinese / Australian design, but we've had the legit Australian trailers. We have had the Chinese Australian trailers, whatever, like the ones that claim to be made in Australia or designed. So we've had a lot of experience with these, and we've talked with some of the most innovative people in the industry in Australia, and we work with them.
Yep.
And some of the most innovative people in the US, and I think we're bringing out some of the greatest trailers now, and we're going to continue doing it. And sorry if that offends you and you think that we're not doing it. Apologize, but we are, and we're going to continue. Pretty soon we're going to be setting all the standards for off-road overlanding in the world.
I think you are already.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what I see. So, and I'm new with you guys. I've only been around for 6 months with you guys, but I've been overlanding for years and years and years, and even before it was popular. So yeah, you guys are doing it. So yeah, glad to be a part of it.
We'll keep on pushing it, and yeah. So
put some comments down below so that we can read it, and we're gonna start doing more of these. We'll read your comments and comment on your comments. on these rants, because I think it's important, because either we can learn from it, which I think we are, and then you can learn from it as well. So, because some of them are some good input that we're learning from, and then it lets us step away from it and look back into it to see what somebody actually means.
Yeah.
And hopefully we're not taking it out of context of what they're saying.
Yeah.
On it. But yeah, it's educational, and we appreciate your guys' comments on our videos.
Yeah.
Very much so.
Thank you. Have a wonderful night, and we'll checking out from Moab.
Bye, everybody.
See you later.
Bye.